Welcome back to This Week on the Homestead. This week we have several things going on. One is we are filling up the cistern. We have a 30 plus foot deep cistern on this property that we have known we had, but it was covered pretty well. I didn't honestly know how deep it was and how scary it was until Luke pulled the cover off. The cover was pretty good, so I wasn't super concerned about safety, but once I saw how deep it was, I definitely became more concerned and filling it became a priority. So that's going on. We also are planting a ton more things. We're going to hopefully get some blueberries in the ground, some grapes, some roses, hydrangeas. We have so much going on, so join us for a week on the homestead. Now originally these hydrangeas were going to go by the barn, but we changed our mind for a few reasons. One is we were told that hydrangeas are very poisonous for goats, so that was actually the main reason. I also needed a whole lot more to get all the way across the barn, and I was afraid that they would grow too tall there. So they are going here now, so I have 3 here in the front. And then when I look this way, there's going to be a row of peonies or peonies, depending on where you live is how you say it. And then another large hydrangea will be blooming there, so that it'll look like a lot when you look from the front here. We need to work on some landscaping here in the front, and then we are going to get some berries in the ground, hopefully today. My pink peonies have all finished. I guess actually this one's gonna come up. And then the white ones are still getting ready.
A lot of work went into this.
Yes. Oh my goodness, it did. Too bad we can't salvage all those bricks. I know we can't.
I mean, I could salvage some of them by filling it up because.
It's not worth it. Gosh, that's creepy.
It's really really cool actually.
I wouldn't step on those bricks going close in though. They look like they could just fall right in.
Right. Yeah, all along. What do you think of this? This could have been.
Oh, I hate
like,
it so bad. What if they would have stepped on it and would have broke the bricks?
Where could it? Yeah. Oh, what do you think of it?
I hate it so
yeah.
bad. This is
like what would you think of it if you didn't have any other way to get water?
I am scared of heights and water. So this combines my 2 greatest fears in life.
But like where I'm standing right now,
yeah, that's
you can't tell, but I'm still directly over. Like if this collapsed, I would fall straight in.
Yep.
Because it actually comes out. Like you could see where it comes up, babe, where it's like actually you're on the edge of it.
Am I really?
Yeah. I'm going down. I'm gonna see if I can get footage from the bottom. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Don't come any nearer though. I don't like the creaking ladder. Here we are. Whoa. This took a lot of manpower and work, and I'd like to salvage all these bricks. I could make you a sweet path in the garden. Well, my arms, I'm standing in the center, and my arms still are like 2 feet from the edge at least. So it's mortar. You can see the mortar's breaking off. I would probably stand here for ages. There's a little drain pipe up there, where I guess the gutters would have been piped in to fill it up. And then I'm assuming that it would, I really don't know how they got it out. I'm gonna try to salvage the bricks on the cone where it starts sloping in. This would make a heck of a storm shelter. You know what I mean, Ruthie? Yeah. This would make a good storm shelter. Except you might get stuck in here. You wouldn't want it this deep, that's for sure. All right, let's go back out. All right, back in the daylight where we belong. Looking down in this hole, you just can't imagine what kind of master craftsmen and how many hours they took to lay this. It was probably just no big deal for them. And to hold up this long, I guess it just became obsolete after the well. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to have a non-potable collection of water to feed your livestock and to water your garden or whatever, but with the kids roaming around, and I don't trust it with this top cone. I think it really served its purpose, and I hate to destroy it, but I think it's outlived its purpose now, and top of the ground rain barrels would be sufficient for our needs right now. But I know Mama's need is to get rid of this dangerous pit. It freaks her nightmares out. So that's what we're doing. Dump truck's coming, and I've explored it, found a few artifacts, a busted bucket down there, and what's left over of the chain. There's quite a bit of silt and mud on the floor of it, so who knows what might have been under there, but I'm doubting it was anything too useful. What I'm seeing useful is the bricks. I hate to just waste all those nice old bricks, but I think I'm gonna try to salvage some from the cone. Whatever I can do safely, you know, and we'll see what that is. It'd be nice to use them right here as a little pathway, you know, instead of my rubble, and have a little a nice pathway to the garden gate. At least, I don't know, it'd be neat to be able to salvage that many bricks. Maybe make some stairs down into the barn or something. We'll see. All right, still just waiting on the dump truck to get here with a load of screenings. We decided that would be the most compact and maybe the cheapest route to fill this. All right, there goes load 1. 6 yards. Barely phased it. 6 more yards, so that's 12. Load 3. That'll be 18 yards. All right, here's 4 loads. 6 loads a yard, so 24. So we're getting closer. Getting close to the top. Here's another load. 5 more yards. I think we're at about 28 and some change yards so far. Getting close. Well, I think that was 6 loads, 7 loads. That pretty much got it to the top. Now it's still kind of rounded down in there. And I was gonna stop and reclaim some of those bricks, and I didn't do it. But maybe I can still get a few.
Can you help me carry them? You grab one hand and I grab one hand.
Yes, we are bringing these. I still want to call them chicks, but I don't know if they can be called chicks anymore, Ruthie. Every morning.
I call the little chicks. I call the little ones the chicks. I call these the chickens, and I call the laying ones the hens.
Oh, that's a good idea. So every morning we take these out of the brooder and put them in with the goats.
And they just peck around everywhere and eat grass and worms and bugs and stuff.
Soon they can probably stay out, but they're just still a little bit small. You hear the goats? Here come the goats. One of the bucklings is growing the most adorable horns. We did leave one hydrangea here in the ground because Luke had already planted it. So hopefully, I mean, the goats shouldn't be in this area at all. Whenever we fence the rest of the property in, we're gonna create a fence around our yard, living area, garden area, so that they can't be in this area. But we did want to take some precaution and not plant the whole thing with hydrangeas. My cosmos are blooming. Let's see how our squash plants are doing. Quite well. I didn't think they were going to make it after transplanting them, but they are. Our tomatoes that we started indoors, they're doing amazing, actually. Surprisingly well.
Are any of the carrots I planted starting, or are those other things?
In my expert opinion, that isn't so expert at all, this is a carrot. They have the most tiny, tiny, tiny little leaves. See how they're skinny and long? Mm-hmm. There. Actually, upon closer investigation, there are tons of carrots popping up.
Yay!
But you know what you need to do?
Pluck this out.
Pluck everything that isn't what I just showed you. I don't even see how anybody could plant carrot seeds. I'm a sprinkler of carrot seeds because they're just the littlest thing. I swear I always do this every year. I think it doesn't look full enough, then I know how big they're gonna get, and still I overplant. Oh boy, Ruthie Bell.
Whoa!
Your kohlrabi's coming up. This is kohlrabi. I don't know why you didn't get any seeds over here.
Huh?
Clearly, all the seeds went right here. And then here's your rows of Swiss chard. So you need to thin those out now. Do you know how to thin out?
Not really sure.
So basically, like, pick every, I don't know,
Jack.
6 inches or so. You need to pick the best one.
I guess I thought something was already planted over there.
Okay, maybe I planted those. I guess I did that. So here, pick the very best ones. Now here, look, this is the same as this. So you know that it's going to grow pretty big. So you need to pick, like,
This one.
keep that one. Yeah, get rid of a lot of that. Ooh, I think we can eat parsley with every meal at this point. Parsley's looking good. Thyme's looking good. I think we said 25 feet, 5 feet apart, 2 rows, 10 plants. How tall are we doing this? Like, how tall do the vines grow? How tall are the fence posts going to be?
One of my 8-foot posts.
Sunk in the
I
ground.
have some. To put them in the feet, like put them in the ground, like a few feet.
Okay. So they'll be like 6 feet tall. And you,
Yeah.
I think
5.5 or so.
I can't really read the names. This says
Whoa, this is so
seedless
big.
cannabis. I don't know. It's the kind. Green. These are green. That's all I'm going to say because I can't see it. I can tell by the pictures that we have 3 different varieties here. This is seedless Concord. That's one I know about. This one, who knows? Actually, the label on this one of them said forsythia, and it's definitely not forsythia.
Oh yeah, there's a forsythia bush.
There is a forsythia bush, yes, but these aren't them. It said to soak them in water before planting them for about an hour.
You gotta water them in.
Is that what it said?
Yeah. And then I guess I'm gonna get some more of this compost.
Okay. It's a rainy evening, but this is where we're going to put the 3 kids so that I can milk for the first time in the morning. We're going to separate them at night. I'll milk first thing in the morning and then put them back together during the day. This is just the little building that connects to the silo. You can't see them, but all of the chickens are now sleeping over here because they don't need a heat lamp anymore. We just put them out with the goats during the day and then in here at night. Uncle Luke's got ya. I don't know why I had the temptation to call you Uncle Luke. To the goats.
Have you come out and seen like the chickens standing on the back of the goat?
Yes.
That is hilarious.
That is. I love that. You'll be nursing again in the morning. I wonder why I find this like a tiny bit sad. Okay, it's about 6 a.m. Mommy and babies are not happy with this separation. So I'm going to attempt to milk and then put them back together. Does it work?
I don't have my clamp.
Oh, I don't think she's gonna give a rip with that grain. I can see why you have to strain milk.
Why?
Well, they get hair in it. You strain it, and then
Do you have that?
I'll just use a tea towel. I don't. I'll get a fine mesh strainer. Currently, I just have a not fine one. Oh, Jenny! Oh, she's out of grain. Well, if you get her more grain, I'll be ready to roll. Why don't you go get more grain for her and then a little dish. We'll have to do a dish for Blair. About ready to get your babies back? They're ready for Mama. You ready to see your babies?
Mama.
Okay, first time milking a goat. I learned a lot of things that will make next time a whole bunch easier. First one is that we have to first tie up Blair, which is the other goat, because they don't get grain any other time. I'm just doing grain while milking. And so she was pretty excited and wanted to get in on that. And so I will first be taking Blair out and putting her, just tying her up for a minute while I am milking Jenny. I know you can't tie up goats long term because they could wrap their leg and that wouldn't be good. So that is the first thing. I am definitely a try as I go type of person, not a research everything and then do it. Now, if I was, these are things I would have known for the first milking, but now I know quite a few more things. Another is that I should first like maybe brush under her and remove as much hair as possible. I definitely did strain the milk, but more hair went into the milk bucket than I expected. Another is we did not have the latch on the milk stand that we built. We had it to where it would make it to where she couldn't get out with her neck, but it needed to actually be latched. The next is that I needed a strainer. I didn't really think about that, but I did order a strainer this morning. And in the meantime, I just used a clean apron or tea towel. I used an apron this morning over a stainless steel bowl and then used a funnel. So I did order a fine mesh strainer and that will be good. The milk was really good. It's super sweet. The thing about goat milk is it's naturally homogenized. So with cow milk, the cream rises to the top, which is amazing because I love to make butter and put cream in my coffee, and eventually I do want a dairy cow for all of those reasons. But with goat milk, it is really creamy because the size of the fat molecules, let's just say, are smaller, and so it gets distributed throughout the milk. It does not rise to the top, it just goes all throughout. So when you buy milk from the store, they've done that process artificially to make all the fat go within the milk so it doesn't separate. With goat milk, that happens naturally. So when you are consuming fresh from the farm, raw goat milk, it's just really, really creamy, and we loved it. Everybody in our family, we already tried it because my friend Stephanie had the same breed, which is Saanen mixed with Nigerian Dwarf, and the milk tastes like cow's milk, but I'd say even sweeter. It's just so good. It was, my daughter wanted that this morning. She said, give me the goat milk instead of the cow's milk. So we really love it. It tastes great. Not a big taste difference as far as if you're, you know, worried about ever milking goats and you're squeamish about the taste. It's delicious. I want to make goat milk cheese. I want to make kefir with it. This morning I didn't get quite a quart, so it definitely, I expected to get a little bit more than that, and maybe it's just because I'm not that good at milking yet, or maybe I need to milk her twice a day. My plan is to separate the babies at night and then just milk once a day in the morning, but I might try milking her again in the evening, even not having separated them, just to see if I can get a little bit more. It went really well. I think it'll go a lot better tomorrow because I know what I'm doing. If we had a separate stall, I'd probably bring her in a separate stall to milk her rather than bringing Blair out, but that's all things that we just have to figure out. There's lots of logistics of how we're gonna lay everything out because we want so many more things. I want cows, I want hogs, I want really all the things, and so we have a lot of logistics and fencing and all of that to work out. But goat milking day one was a success. Our milk stand, it worked perfectly, it fit her perfectly, and I definitely wouldn't recommend doing that job without one of those. So if you are gonna milk goats, I do have a tutorial, or not really a tutorial, but our process of building it in the last video. So you can check that out on the last This Week on the Homestead. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this week on the Homestead. I will see you in the next episode.